I want to make a video like for this gal called Teresa. I haven't made one of these videos like one of the game players. I used to do it all the time when I was drinking, like videoed the Tracy Collins manager girl and everything. By the way, that was funny. That black lady who, these people, that was fascinating what we are doing for history, because a lot of these people like aren't who they say they are is fascinating. It was but they're real and unreal. I mean, it probably, by the way, why does that make sense to me? I mean, by the way, I'm getting at something. I mean, partly because I'm saying, like, all right, like movie extras, for example. I mean, I'm saying, like, you would need, there is such a person, like, who might be I mean, there are people who are a bunch of things. I mean, they are what they are. It's what they play as a movie extra because they need an actual authentic person. So vice versa, like, I mean, you're right, like, she is like sort of a pimp for that chick, but I'm saying she also may be in movies or something, like, as an extra or something. I mean, but she also may get high. I mean, it's not like there are people in, like, a couple worlds, and you have them in a political sort of thing. But one reason she always got a kick out of me is I said something an objectivist would say, because when I was playing in their game in the beginning or whatever, and I said, interesting, but I didn't want, she says, look, see, we've been playing in a game for a while, but she was saying, like, look, see, if you want to talk to her, you have to talk to me, Now, here's the thing, in objective reality, you're hanging out with, like, a, cool hooker who looks like an ex-girlfriend and a bunch of fun, like, black chicks and, like, this and that, and, like, a crack house or something, right? I mean, you have to understand, you see, you can't just talk to her, you have to talk to me first, But we're all hanging out. So in objective reality, like, it would be, you wouldn't say, oh, I see, you're a pimp. I mean, you wouldn't say that. Oh, I get it, you're her pimp. I mean, you wouldn't say that, right? You're all hanging out, you're friends. So the objective, oh, I see, so she's like, but do you understand? Like, so you got to talk to me. Well, do I understand, right? I mean, I wouldn't want to say, like, oh, so you're a pimp. No, you wouldn't want to say that to someone you're, hanging out with. What do you say? So what the objectivist would say, oh, so you're like a manager. He's like, that's right, I'm a manager. The pimp, I was like, great, I gave her a new word for what she's doing. I mean, she's pimping out that white girl. But I mean, no, but in our game, I mean, it's not a game. It's what will the fascist intellectuals say, like, whatever. It's like, oh, well, so you're a manager. I gave her a new word for what words are concepts. I gave her a new conception of what she's doing. Pimping out that white girl. You're a manager. I see. She's like, no, she fucking never got out of it. Every time I say, oh, she thinks I'm a manager. She's pimping out that white girl. But I explained in objective reality why it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing, guys. All kinds of weird things. I said it's the right thing to do. I said, look, it's either, she can't think of her. So it looks like it's either you or her father. Her family doesn't want her. You're looking out for her. A fucked up, crazed guy playing a right-wing guy comes to town, wants to talk to this Jewish girl. I mean, I don't know what she did. Her family obviously probably was trying to put her in a psychoanalysis cult or something. She ended up high on the street. Who the fuck knows what kind of psychos she's going to get hooked up with. It's nice that she's a psycho, like, black chick looking out for her. Because I could be nuts. It's either you or her father. You have to be the manager because he didn't want her. In objective reality. So this is how we've been playing our game. But I want to come back to something about, Wait. What was my point, though? About it wasn't about the manager girl. It wasn't. It was about something else. It's a long game. But every time I try to disclose on this, like, it's, I forgot. But I guess this was be about that. But, it's our alternate reality game. What else? Ah, man, I had a point. I had a big point. But I got aggressive about her. And it was funny with the manager girl and everything. Oh, remember, people who don't say they are who they are. They're not who they say they are, but that's cool. I mean, they're in the game. But am I who I say I am? Well, no, I'm not either, because I'm an objectivist. I mean, I guess I'm not really... The word, see, fascism, by the way, I happen to, because I'm an objectivist, like, I'm saying, like, the concept of fascism is not really known. I'm trying to throw out as many things as possible, cross-class solidarity and, I mean, I sort of like bring it into a bunch of things, but that's because I understand. It took me a long time to figure out the concept of fascism. But I'm saying, like, no, what I use that as the word, well, not only in a satiric sense, but the way of it. I don't know if you know, there's a lot of anarchists down here. I worked at an anarchist collective in a couple places, and then that, you know, I'm sure people here are calling them as anarchists. The word, when Emma Goldman used it, was, you know, she's a militia like Ayn Rand, that she meant it the way I mean fascist. I mean, it's not that that she sort of meant it provocatively, but not. I mean, she meant it. It's not the best. That those two things aren't entirely, you know. But right, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, she doesn't mean anarchy, but she does. I don't really mean fascism, but I do. I mean, it's kind of like anarchism. The words, actually, the kind of like, you know, the kind of misunderstandings. If there are any anarchists down here, like you go to the ruling class and tell them, like, I'm an anarchist, like, what do you think they would perceive you meant? Think about it. And then you could, like, sit them down and, you know, you don't understand anarchy. Wait, I'm actually doing the same thing you're doing. You don't understand what a fascist is. I'm a fascist intellectual. Like, what? Isn't that what? Oh, you don't know about fascism. Like, it's the same, like, type of thing. It's the same. It's identical, conceptually. But no, it's because people like me are objectivists, right? Nothing Ayn Rand wrote about capitalism is relevant because she was writing in the 1920s. She's writing in the 1920s. That's why. But that's not like a big insight. I mean, Alan Greenspan knows that. Remember, a lot of that stuff they write is for, like, it's for the masses. That was an interesting thing about these books about, like, Ayn Rand and capitalism. I mean, they're written for the masses, to use a word like an anarchist would use. Those are for the masses. I mean, those aren't written for people in the ruling class. The perception that that's who's buying, like, Ayn Rand, goddess of the market, like, no. It's like, you know, it's like lawyers. Like, certainly my uncles don't, like, buy a book like that. Right-wing uncles? No, I mean, you know, it's for guys who, like, you know, I don't know. It's meant for the masses. Guy in suburbia, like, buys that and is, like, while he watches football and his fat wife and is in debt and everything, he's reading Ayn Rand, the goddess of the market. You know, maybe he owns an auto shop or something that's going bust. You know, it's like, it's not like, you know, that's not so the ruling class isn't reading books about Ayn Rand and capitalism. You should go ahead and market books to people. You know, unfortunately, though, I think a lot of the working class people and stuff. I mean, I met kids who live in the street who stayed in my house in New York, when I was living there and doing like some, I don't know, in this place in New York. But these kids in the street lived there. I mean, that was cool because they were like swapping anarchist books. But no. But unfortunately, there probably are a lot of like working class people reading like Murray Bookchin and stuff, and that's like sort of the same thing. It's like the suburban guy with the auto shop and the debt reading Ayn Rand, like goddess of the market or something. It's not a good comparison, but to think of Ayn Rand as writing about capitalism is kind of like reading Murray Bookchin if you're like in organized labor. Like it's not. It's sort of like it's fun to think about or something, but he's writing at an earlier time. And it's about like the concept of the thing, and like I wouldn't read Ayn Rand on the subject of capitalism, because I'm in the ruling class. But then again, right? If I was a worker or like the working poor or something, and like you know some young like white kid gave me like Murray Bookchin's, like we gave like you know people like clean this hotel or something, like gave them like Murray Bookchin's like post scarcity anarchism, like they should knock your teeth out, like that's a sick thing to do, like that's not really about, that's not who. It's someone who really does have a class interest, like wouldn't read Ayn Rand's thoughts on capitalism and wouldn't read Murray Bookchin's thought on like post-scarcity anarchism. You know, that's not really who that's for. Anyway, kind of videos are these? But we're in a hotel but you know, you can't trust anyone in your cocksucker game. I mean, it's a girl I met. I mean, I didn't want to break everyone's heart and tell you, like, I noticed, because she was like, I mean, see, there's a girl probably was told by her friends to do that. I mean, I didn't think much of people like that, because that's the kind of person who, like, enjoyed being in the Austin rigs, but also, like, wasn't really there for mental illness anyway, like, thought it was sort of a rehab or something. But, I mean, you know, someone told her to do dogs and she's not in a game. I mean, you shouldn't tell her to do that. I mean, you really shouldn't. I mean, you're telling everyone to play in a game that's for people who play in a game. That girl doesn't know how to play in a game. I mean, why would you tell all of these people? A lot of people playing your thing aren't playing in your thing. I mean, they're way over their head. to be telling them see, that's what's fucked up, is you're not telling people how serious what we're doing is. You didn't tell that girl what we're doing. You didn't. It's dead serious what we're doing. Telling girls like that to do dog things and I mean, you really gotta you really need to learn compassion in San Francisco. We're doing something very serious, but hey, tell girls like that. What'd you tell her? Who knows what you told that girl to do the two thing with? No, she doesn't get to do the two thing. Guys with broken teeth in the parking lot do the two thing on me. You told that girl to do the two thing and the dogs? I mean, she doesn't even know what you told her that refers to. I mean, yeah, you shouldn't take people out of their depth. But that's okay. But I mean, it's funny how you have no compassion for, your narrator or other people or anything. Everyone goes Reverend right under the bus with you. I mean, I am I'm not a compassionate person. I'm a Christian person. Y'all don't know what that means because you don't know what the concept of Christianity is. You don't. That's part of why. I don't know what you think a Christian is. You have to think conceptually to know what the concept is.